Hello YouTube and welcome back to Friday Minis. Today we're going to talk about properly restarting a device. Now I guess this applies mostly to internet routers. I think most mobile devices like phones, tablets, cameras don't really suffer from this. We tend to see this more in actual embedded devices. For example, when you're resetting a router, you've heard of that 30-30-30 advice, which is essentially hold down the reset button for 30 seconds, switch off the router, leave that button pressed for another 30 seconds, and then switch it back on, leave it pressed for another 30 seconds before you're good to go. Why so much hassle? Here's the answer. You see, the electronics in an actual embedded device may contain a lot of things like capacitors, and basically the whole point of a capacitor is to actually accumulate charge and release it when required. However, when you're actually resetting a device and you switch it off, what happens is that these capacitors may actually discharge slowly. This slow discharge may then in turn keep certain components powered, despite the fact that you've actually switched off the main power. In fact, there are circumstances where you can actually see this happening with your own eyes. Let's say you have a laptop charger that actually has a light on it. You realize that even when you actually switch it off from the mains, that light stays on for perhaps as long as 15 seconds as it slowly fades away. This is exactly the kind of phenomenon we want to avoid when we're actually restarting a device. The whole idea of a reboot is we actually want to wipe everything out, we want it to start from scratch. However, if you were to just off the power and bring it back on, what's going to happen is there is actually a slight chance that certain components haven't fully lost power, and when power comes back, they just return to their previous state. This will of course create problems in the sense that a restart won't be a full proper restart. And that is why when you're actually restarting something by toggling the power, you've got to actually let it stay in a powered off state for a certain period of time. Well, that's all there is for this episode of Friday Minis. Don't forget to like, comment, favorite, subscribe, and follow me on Twitter. Until next time, you're watching 0612 TV.